Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Crazy Dallas back in the YouTube video. And in today's YouTube video, we have a video that a lot of you guys that have been waiting for me to do the last week and a half or longer. So about a week ago, I did a community post about saying how I ordered a bunch of cars off eBay. I should have a total of 10 cars today that I'm going to be showcasing you guys. I believe there is 4 cars. There should be 4 cars in this small box right here. I don't want to get the confidential information, of course, but there's the small box. And then we have this big, huge box, which, you know, there's a bunch of confidential information here, so I can just... yeah, do that. By the way, shout out to Spoiler Diecast. I'm pretty sure my good friend Nascar dude does Spoiler Diecast. I'm not sure if I did his code on Spoiler Diecast, because I did get these diecasts off eBay technically, but Spoiler Diecast has an account on eBay. So if you don't feel comfortable ordering off Spoiler Diecast for whatever reason, or if you're just like me and I like to buy my cars off eBay, just go to Spoiler Diecast, you know. So, huge shout out to Spoiler Diecast. I got 6 cars from Spoiler Diecast, I should, and then I have 4 cars in this box from K-State Diecast. I'm pretty sure K-State Diecast is from Kentucky, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, I'm not sure where Spoiler Diecast is from, but they could be anywhere across the U.S., who knows, but most likely around maybe Charlotte, maybe North Carolina, maybe, I don't know. I'll have to ask NASCAR dude if he knows, but NASCAR dude, if you're watching this video, thank you once again for being partners with Spoiler Diecast. That's pretty cool, but I did not do a code off Spoiler Diecast. For one, because it was off eBay, and 2, I actually had a pretty good deal off Spoiler Diecast. I'm pretty sure if I bought like over $2 or $3 or over $20 or $30 worth of money, I'm pretty sure I got like 10% off from Spoiler Diecast or something. I'm pretty sure is what was the deal, so it was actually not that bad. I think I saved about like $8, which is almost, not quite, about $4 off from a whole like free like NASCAR box. So I think I got like $8 or $9 at most, but around there. So almost like worth a free car almost. If I would have bought like 2 more cars, then maybe I would have gotten a free car to come with it. But it was a lot of money though. I'm pretty sure I paid over $130, like I'm pretty sure it was like $132 or something I paid for 10 of these cars, including shipping and tax. And this mini box, this small box from K-State Diecast came on Monday. Today is Wednesday, and then this package from Spoiler Diecast came yesterday, Tuesday. So we got 2 boxes here. We're gonna first start off with the K-State Diecast, aka the small box. I'm gonna actually open it up from the bottom, because that way you guys won't see the confidential information, because I know you guys don't want to see that. So yeah, let's go ahead and cut off the tape. I'm very, very excited for today's diecast unboxing. And in case you guys are wondering, oh yeah, my trusty scissors. In case you guys are wondering, this will not be the end for me getting diecast for 2025. There will still be at least one more NASCAR diecast unboxing video before the end of this year. And I know I have not done a lot of NASCAR diecast unboxing videos really at all this year. Like my first one was when I got those mini NFL helmets, 32 packs, or 32 pack of every team. I'm pretty sure I got that like right at the start of the year, like early January, maybe middle of January. And then came another time where I got a NASCAR diecast shipment, around February. I think I got 2 shipments from February or March, one of the 2 months. And then I started saving up a lot of money, and then really what came was another shipment of some cars here and there between, April to May. And that's when I got out of school, was May, of course. And then I saved a lot of money. Like, I saved, like, a good, like, at least $100 from June, because July, obviously, was when I went to the Lionel store, and I got a huge 2025 NASCAR diecast / 2024 NASCAR diecast shipment. And then after that, of course, came a few months where I bought a few diecasts here and there. After that, and then I went to the Iowa Corn 350. I got a few diecasts there. I'm pretty sure I got the Josh Berry Motorcraft backseater, the Ty Gibbs Sala, the Martin Truex Bass Pro Shops from the Daytona 500 this year. And then I got the Logano Pet Shell Pennzoil from the Daytona 500 as well. And then I got one more car that I'm trying to think of. Oh, the Noah Gragson, what's it called? The Noah Gragson, it's not LiPo, but it's like a lithium battery company. What's it called? Shoot, I forgot now. But yeah, it's the Noah Gragson, like lithium batteries paint scheme with the lightning. It's not Interstate Batteries, but it's like, it's like a blue base. It's like a really dark blue with like a white lightning. And I apologize about the noise. That's a small airplane, like a farm airplane, up in the sky right there. So I do apologize about that. Can't help that, of course. But yeah, I got that. Now I got confused. I'm trying to think of the Noah Gragson. What's that called? Anyways, I forget. I've been trying to think for like 2 minutes now, and I'm getting sidetracked, so I'm done with that. But anyways, I got those 5 cars from the Iowa Corn 350, and then after that, I just got like 4 cars off Amazon. It was the Daniel Suarez Freeway insurance card, the Chase Briscoe Bass Pro Shops card, the Christopher Bell Interstate Battery / DeWalt card they ran at the Daytona 500, and then the 4th car was the Chastain Bush for the Love of Texas that I believe he ran at COTA, and I can't think if he ran that at Texas though. Not COTA, but the as they would pronounce it, the Texas Motor Speedway. From the, what is it called, the Auto Trader 500 or something like that, 400, whatever it's called, but I can't remember if he ran that at the actual Texas track instead of COTA. But I'm pretty sure Chastain ran that paint scheme at COTA. So yeah, I got those 4 cars, and ever since then, and by the way, I got those 4 cars about 3 weeks ago, which was like a little early, middle October, like October 10th to the 12th, like practically the middle of October, just like a few days before like the midpoint of October, so basically mid-October. And now we're here. Today's November 5th on a Wednesday. It is kind of chilly out, honestly. The sun, I mean, it is like 90% clear skies, as I just showed you guys from that airplane. It is actually not that bad outside. It is a little windy, which is what makes it cold. But anyways, let's go ahead and open up the box. I'm not going to wait any longer, but I don't want to, there's packing peanuts. I don't want them to go anywhere. Ooh, boy, we got 2 die casts right here. So there should be 4 of them in here. There should be. I'm not saying that there will be 4, but there should be 4. Let me go ahead and, hold on, I'm just grabbing my recycling bin so I can put these in. So that way the packing peanuts don't fly all over the place, because it is a little windy out. If I can get the freaking thing, though. There we go. Jeez, why was that so hard to open? It's just a freaking recycling bin. Okay, scissors, move the box out of the camera way, and here we go. Our first die cast we're going to be looking at, ooh, this one's actually not terrible. But here is the Tyler Reddick. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here. This is the Tyler Reddick 2025, obviously. Mobile 1. That I can't remember where he ran this at, honestly. But this paint scheme is not terrible. I will say, though, I really like Christopher Bell's Mobile 1 car 10 times better than this one. A lot of Tyler Reddick paint schemes this year have been pretty mid, to be honest. Like, we had that, what was that, the Superman paint scheme from Atlanta when Chase Elliott won. That paint scheme, I know some people like that paint scheme, but I did not like that paint scheme that Tyler Reddick ran for Atlanta. I was not a fan of that one, honestly. Just, I don't know. Something about primary colors for paint schemes just don't really get my attention that much. I'm not sure why, but they don't. So, yeah. But this is a Tyler Reddick Mobile 1. And I know that you could have gotten, like, a, like a prototype if you would have, like, bought, like, Mobile 1, you know, motor oil or whatever it was. You could have gotten a free Tyler Reddick prototype car, which obviously I did not get. I feel like the prototype car for this car would be very similar. Like, really nothing has changed besides the packaging, so there really is no point besides the packaging, I guess you could say, kind of. Because that prototype looked the exact same as this car, I'm not going to lie. So, kind of a ripoff unless you actually did need the Mobile 1 motor oil, of course. Otherwise, that I really don't see any interest about this paint scheme. I just did get this paint scheme because I don't have a Tyler Reddick car. And I was planning on actually getting the Tyler Reddick Jordan Brand Unwearable or Unbearable or whatever from the Clash. But that paint scheme is kind of raw. This paint scheme is better than that. But like I said, the Tyler Reddick paint schemes this year have not been the best. Like, the Superman car, I'm not a huge fan of. This paint scheme's alright. But, like, I don't know. Tyler Reddick's paint schemes from last year are way better than this year's. Like, Tyler Reddick's McDonald's car from last year was better. Tyler Reddick had that, like, sunny sunrise Jordan Brand car from the Chicago Street Course from last year. That made 164, like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 months ago. Around there, maybe. Maybe not as long, or maybe longer. Either way, we had that car, and that car actually was pretty cool. But I never got that one, 164, because I wasn't very interested in it. Like I said, a lot of Tyler Reddick paint schemes are just really random. And they're a little inconsistent. But I will say, though, this is probably the most reasonable paint scheme I probably have for Tyler Reddick within the last year. Even though I rarely usually get Tyler Reddick paint schemes. And the Tyler Reddick Hamburglar car from last year from the Iowa Coin 350. I saw that car in person, by the way. From the Iowa Coin 350. That car was actually pretty decent, too. Remember, that was 2024. So, the Tyler Reddick paint schemes from 2024 are actually pretty decent. But so far this year, I really don't see a lot of interest in Tyler Reddick paint schemes this year. I only got this one because I don't have a Tyler Reddick paint scheme for 2025. And if any of you guys are asking, no, I'm pretty sure I did not get a Bubba Wallace die cast in this shipment, unfortunately. Most likely I will next shipment, though. And with a couple other cars that I missed out on. Because I can already name at least 3 or 4 cars that are actually really cool that I still missed out on. I have a job. I'm pretty sure I said this a few videos or so ago. I have a job. Can't tell you guys where because that's confidential information, of course. But I do have a job, and yes, I can afford getting those 4 other cars. I'm just waiting on doing so because I'm, saving money for college. So, and I also can't tell you guys where I'm going to college as well because that is confidential information as well. All I can tell you guys is the state I live in and the town, Dubuque, Iowa. That's really the only confidential information I can tell you guys. So, yeah. There we go. The Tyler Reddick Mobile 1 car. There you have it. Once, like I said again, not a terrible paint scheme, but there's definitely better paint schemes out there for Tyler Reddick. But that one is not terrible, I will say. But that one is alright. I give it probably 7 out of 10. This next car, though, is going to be a paint scheme everybody has been talking about. I will say, though, I did like the, I forgot, once again, like I said for Noah Gregson, I forget the lithium battery company. But that paint scheme for the lithium battery company is really cool. But everybody's been talking about this paint scheme too that just came out for Noah Gragson as well, though. I'm pretty sure, I can't remember if he ran this at the Daytona 500 or not. I'd imagine this is probably his primary paint scheme just because of how original it is. When Clint Boyer used to run this paint scheme all the freaking time. And kind of Chase Briscoe a little bit when he was with Stuart Haas as well. But here we have Noah Gragson's 2025 Rush Truck Center / Cummins. The most innocent / inappropriate name you could ever think of. Cummins. Oh, Lord. I don't want to get no weird people in the comments now from that, please. But, yeah, this is the Rush Truck Center's paint scheme. Once again, I can't remember if he ran this at the Daytona 500 or not. I'd imagine he did just because of how cool this paint scheme is. But, yeah, this paint scheme definitely is better than the Tyler Reddick. By far. I'd say this one's probably good, like at least an 8 out of 10. This one is actually really cool. I will say, though, there's not a lot of detail on, like, the roof. Like, all you got is the number 4 and the red and yellow stripe, and then the RushTruckCenters.com logo, and that's about it for the roof. So, I mean, the roof could use a little more, you know, quote-unquote detail. But I'll let this one slide because it is a Noah Gragson paint scheme. So, everybody loves Noah Gragson. I don't know a single Noah Gragson hater. That's how cool he is. So, yeah. Our next paint scheme / diecast we're going to pop out. I got to get rid of some of these packing peanuts, though, because they are in the way. And there's a paper slip for the shipment. It's raining packing peanuts. I know you guys used to enjoy, actually, me doing that for some odd reason. But pretty soon, and probably in the next, at least, at least 3 weeks, to the latest, probably in a month or so, I'm going to have my first ever snowfall for, technically not this year, because of January and February and March, and of course, but technically for this year as well, if you want to think about it. This next paint scheme we're going to be taking a look is the most random paint scheme that came out in 164 about a month or so ago, maybe a month and a half. And when I saw this paint scheme come out, I was like, there's no way we're getting a Stenhouse paint scheme. Like, are you serious? And it has to be the most random paint scheme. I don't even think anybody knows where he ran this at. I don't even know. But here's the Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 2025 Martin's Potato Rolls. Or Martin's Famous Potato Rolls, to be exact. And yes, as you guys might imagine, this is a paint scheme that everybody forgot. This is one of those paint schemes that is underrated, but so forgotten, but not forgotten enough that it made him 164. I know, it's super weird to say that. As I'm over here just thinking where he ran this paint scheme at, because probably nobody knows. And by the way, this is, quote-unquote, a new motorsport for Stenhouse. It is, quote-unquote, if you want to be Ethan Trendler, Hawk Tua Motorsports. Instead, it's actually Hyak, Hyak, the most random name. Probably the most zesty name for NASCAR for motorsports. Once again, this is the Stenhouse number 47 Martin's Famous Potato Rolls for 2025 for a Chevrolet. Our first Chevy in the shipment. And I do gotta say, this isn't my favorite paint scheme for 2025. Personally, I find it maybe top 30. I will say, though, it is better than the Tyler Reddick Superman car. Because this car was actually... Well, this car wasn't similar to the Tyler Reddick, but the Tyler Reddick Superman car, I think, had like a light blue, primary color on the hood in the front, and then the back was like red or yellow or something like that. I think it was yellow. And there was like some weird red crap all over the car. This paint scheme is personally, in my opinion, this is my opinion, by the way, so any of you guys disagree, I respect. But I find this paint scheme a little better than this one, just because there is some pretty cool detail on the side. And just like the Gregson car, like I said, there's not a lot of detail on the roof. You just got the 47 and the, it's all about the bun. So there you go. It's all about the bun. So there you go. And this car is the opposite of buns. It is pretty decent. There's another packing peanut. And then here is a little paper that comes with when you order a case of diecast. And that is empty. The box is empty. And as you guys saw, we have one more diecast left. And it is arguably the best Toyota paint scheme that we have so far for 2025. I know a few people can probably argue that with maybe a couple Christopher Bell or Denny Hamlin paint schemes. But like, this paint scheme is arguably, quote unquote, the best paint scheme so far for 2025 for a Toyota. This is a driver that has been very horrible this year, unfortunately, that is on a team that's actually not that bad. We were just talking about his teammate, Tyler Reddick. This is Riley Herbst, 2025 Sunny D. And the last time I ever got in a Sunny D car was last year with Josh Berry in the number 4. And I remember that Josh Berry's Sunny D car was awesome. That was really cool. But this paint scheme is easily my favorite out of these 4 for sure. The Gregson car does come in second place. And the Stenhouse car comes in close third. And the Reddick comes in close fourth. This car is easily the best. And then these 3 cars are about the same in ranking. I just like the Gregson more than these 2. Just because of the black, red, and yellow. It actually looks pretty cool. It looks like it's a neon colored car. And I'm pretty sure all these cars are a gloss finish so far. These 4 cars. But this makes 2 Toyota. We have 2 Toyotas out of 4 cars for 2025 for this shipment so far. And I love this paint scheme, by the way. I know this came out as an early release at, like, Darlington, I believe, for the playoffs. Maybe a little earlier than that. Maybe Daytona. Maybe. I can't quite remember, but I can't put my finger on it. Well, technically I can't. But all I know is that this diecast was an early release somewhere. I believe it was Darlington. I'm 80% sure it was Darlington, but maybe it wasn't. Either way, this was an early release diecast, and I had a chance actually to get it. One of my friends went to the track, and they had it there. But unfortunately, my friend didn't get it for me because he actually didn't end up going. He sold the tickets because he couldn't go for some reason that I still actually don't know why. So that's a bummer, but at least I'm able to get it now. Either way, I would have had to pay for it, so. Yep. Riley Herbst. And I know Riley Herbst has been, like, one of the worst drivers this year. I'm pretty sure Riley Herbst is, if not, probably the top 3 worst drivers so far this year. In second place is, honestly, probably Cole Custer. The only 2 good tracks the only good 2 races Cole Custer has been is, like, the Daytona 500 and the Coke Zero Sugar 400. Like, those are the only 2 tracks that Cole Custer actually was good at. And that's it. And I don't want to put Cody Ware at the least, because Cody Ware actually didn't have that bad of a season this year. Cody Ware actually didn't do that bad as, like, last year, for great example. Last year was abysmal for Cody Ware and Rick Ware. But, like, I don't know who the worst driver this year could be. Like, there's so many. Like, Justin Haley, maybe? Like, you know, you never know. Anyways, let's get into our second package that has, by the way, quote-unquote, should have 6 cars. And who am I kidding? It definitely has 6 cars if those have 4. But either way, we're already 24 and a half minutes into the video, and I am trying my best to hurry up. If this tape can cooperate with me, because this tape is very thick. Holy thick tape. It's almost like they double layered it. Look at that. They definitely double layered it. For spoiler die cast. Might be for the best. And yes, I did do this upside down. This thing. And we got a little cardboard base here. Oh, there's packing peanuts. I better get rid of them before the wind starts picking up. There goes the wind. It's picking up. Oh, there goes one. I was able to catch it, though, in time. There we go. I got them all. We're good. And we got 6 cars in here. Oh, Lord. Who do we start with, guys? Comment down below. Who should we start with? Should I start with the top left, the middle left, the bottom left, the top right, the middle right, or the bottom right? I have a feeling someone just thought in their head middle right. So we're going to start off with the middle right, aka right here, if I can get him out. Ooh, this one's actually not too bad. Oh, I hope you got... Oh, well, that didn't work as planned. Okay, you guys didn't see that. Here we have Denny Hamlin's 2025 National Depth Relief paint scheme, a.k.a. should have been your 2025 NASCAR Cup Series champion, but you know Denny Hamlin always chokes in the championship. I believe Denny Hamlin's now, like, what, 0-for-7 when he gets to the championship 4? That's just crazy. Hamlin is just so unlucky in the championship. Not to mention that he actually could have won the Daytona 500 in this paint scheme alone. He was in first, second, or third, basically. It's complicated because of the drafting at Daytona. Everybody can, win Daytona because of the draft effect. But yeah, he was in the lead, and then something happened. The wreck was so complicated. I don't know even what happened or whatnot. All I know is Cole Custer got into Hamlin, and Cole Custer, somebody got into Cole Custer, and blah, blah, blah. And it was just a bunch of bull crap at the end, and Byron got lucky for the Daytona 500 win. But this paint scheme isn't that bad. I only got it because it was his... Well, technically this wasn't... Well, I don't know if this is his primary paint scheme or not. Like, I've only seen Hamlin run this paint scheme like a couple times this year. So I'm not sure if it's actually his primary or not. But he did run this at the Daytona 500, excuse me. But that's really the only reason why I got this car. I will say, though, this paint scheme is definitely the weakest of all the cars so far that we've unboxed. There's just too much white on this car. I mean, all they have really is a few stars and a couple stripes, and then just the decals and the red on the bottom, and just call it a day. Just, plain white. And I know some people could argue, well, not all of the cars have to have a bunch of fancy stuff. I agree, but this car definitely could have had some better stuff going on. And I'm also not a huge fan of the red being maroon. I feel like the red could be a little brighter on this 11 car. But that's just me. Okay, next paint scheme we have. We're going to do the one that you guys just saw when I was trying to unbox the Denny Hamlin car. Here's the Josh Berry 2025 Motocraft that he ran at the Daytona 500. He won this car. He won at Las Vegas earlier this year, specifically with this exact paint scheme. And yes, I know that the Josh Berry Las Vegas win is out in 164. And in case you guys are wondering, no, I am most likely probably not going to get it. Because, A, it might be in Winner's Circle, and B, there's better cars out that are coming out there. No hate to Josh Berry, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get it or not. If I do get it, it'll probably be for Christmas. If I don't, I don't, right? And besides, B, it could be in Winner's Circle. Anyways. So yeah, there's the Josh Berry Motorcraft. Not a lot to talk about that car, to be honest with you guys, but I do like the little chrome number 21. Not to mention, this is the first time I'm getting a Wood Brothers primary Motorcraft paint scheme in the Gold Series. Like, I know the Harrison Burton Motorcraft for 2022 made 164, but of course I had to get in that Ugly Way 4 for NASCAR Authentics. And then 2023, we got the Harrison Burton Motorcraft. That was an exclusive in, as they would call it now, the J mold, which is also extinct with the PTC mold. Thank God. And then in 2025, about waiting like 3 or 4 years to try and get a Motorcraft primary paint scheme in the Gold Series for Wood Brothers, I finally am able to get it. No race to win. No exclusive, no junk car from the Authentics. Finally, a true Motocraft paint scheme in the true Gold Series with high quality and great quality. Okay, we got 4 cars left. We're just going to go bottom right now. And oh my goodness, this is probably the best car. Well, besides the Riley Herps, this is probably the second best car out of all of them for today. This is the guy that actually did very, very great in the Daytona 500. Then got screwed in the final wreck on the last lap. Corey LaJoie did such a great job at the Daytona 500 technically earlier this year. I'm very impressed with Corey LaJoie. I feel like Corey LaJoie, one race does really good and the next race he does really bad, but you got to give credit when credit is due. Corey LaJoie had a great run for the Daytona 500. Whether he finished 30th or 1st, you can say Corey LaJoie easily could have won the Daytona 500. It's crazy to say that too, because he was a part-time driver, and he was actually leading like quite a few laps, and he was up in the top 10 almost all night during that race. This is the Corey LaJoie 2025 number 01. First time getting a number 0 in the front of a number for a next-gen car ever. And this is his Take 5 oil change. And I repeat, this is the first time we're ever getting a next-gen car in the Gold Series and in general. This is our first time, like I said, getting a next-gen car ever. Whether it's in the Gold Series, Authentics, Advent Calendar, whatever. First time ever right here getting one of these with a number 0 in the front, not in the back. Like, for example, like Christopher Bell has the number 20 with the 0 on the right side of the number. I'm talking about the left side of the number, where it starts with the little 0. And some could argue that Corey LaJoie could have ran, the 51, but of course Cody Ware was doing full time, or whatever he was doing. And of course some could argue, well, he could have drove the 00. Why did it have to be the 01? And that is a great question that I actually don't know. I'm not sure why it was the 01 car. And another reason why this is my second favorite paint scheme for this shipment is because look at those beautiful, beautiful yellow mustard golden color trims. Lionel Racing actually put lots of effort in this car. So, W Lionel Racing for putting those amazing trims in this paint scheme. Because, man, when was the last time we ever got a colored rim for next gen? I mean, this is a first for everything for this Corey LaJoie car. First time having first and probably only Corey LaJoie next gen. Or excuse me, first ever Rick Ware Racing Corey LaJoie car, and probably the last time we're ever going to get a Corey LaJoie car. For the Cup Series, probably. Because the Corey LaJoie blue and white paint scheme that he ran at Atlanta, I'm pretty sure obviously it got canceled in 164. And then we had we have 2 more Corey LaJoie cars. Both of them are Schulter system cars. Like one was like an orange and white base car, and the other one was like a black. I'm pretty sure we ran those at Bristol and then Talladega maybe, or somewhere else. Maybe Atlanta, somewhere else too. The other Atlanta race, maybe, I don't know. I can't remember. Either way, though, we're getting him. And in case if any of you guys are wondering, while we're talking about part-time drivers that were running in the Daytona 500, obviously we got the Martin Truex Jr. One a long time ago. Now we have the Corey LaJoie. And then any of you guys are wondering, what about the Jimmy Johnson basketball, Carvana paint scheme? Well, remember, Lionel Racing couldn't do it because of restrictions. Like, for great example, Monster Energy is very strict. Well, Lionel actually was able to do a contract with the Jimmy Johnson paint scheme. So, I'm not sure if that car is making 164 or not. I have not heard any news about that ever since that happened. 164. Same thing kind of goes for the Red Bull. Like when Lionel Racing introduced the Connor Zilic and SVG Red Bull paint schemes that were really cool, actually, honestly. That I was able to get them at the Lionel store and What's in Stores 300. Be sure to check out that video if you haven't seen it already. It's awesome. But yeah, they'd sign a truck contract, Lionel Racing did, with Red Bull, and that was a great contract too. Okay, 3 cars left. Let's go ahead and get into them. We got the top left car, and here we go. This is probably the other really good paint scheme. Probably the top. You're about to see probably the 3rd best paint scheme out of this shipment. This is the Ryan Preece 2025 Dark Horse Mustang number 60 Mohawk. What does that say? Sorry. Mohawk Northeast in Inc. Incorporated. And I can't quite remember what he ran this at. I think he ran this at Talladega during the spring when he got screwed by the inspection. And honestly, Preece could have easily beat Cindric in the Talladega race if he just would have gotten a better push by, I believe, Byron or Larson maybe. And I'm pretty sure there was a lapped car in front of Cindric too. So Cindric could have easily lost that race if that lapped car was like 5 or 10 feet closer to Cindric. And by the way, the Talladega races this year were complete garbage. No big wrecks really, no, terrible flips or anything. Like the 2 Kansas races and both Atlanta races were more entertaining than Talladega. Atlanta's understanding because Atlanta did great with the super speedway change, in my opinion. But Talladega, man, this year was terrible. Just no passing, really. Just nothing. No big wrecks, no flips. I mean, Talladega last year was way better than this year. I just can't believe it. So, yeah. But either way, there's the Ryan Preece Mohawk Northeast Incorporated. And by the way, before I let go of this car, this is a, a foil number, just like the Josh Berry, and the number 21 right up there. The one that I just showed right there. So yeah, that's really cool. Ryan Preece, first ever Ryan Preece next gen car for RFK. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our final 2 cars. We have the middle left car, and here we go. We finally, after 5 cars, we finally get another Chevrolet. And I'm pretty sure the last car is also a Chevy. And this is a car, I'm pretty sure this is the car that Austin Dillon won Richmond with this year. Not last year, when he, did that insane move, takes out 2 of, NASCAR's most hated drivers, Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano, and absolutely wiped them out at Richmond to take the win. That was 2024, and Austin Dillon this year deserved all the respect he got and won it clean and actually very deserving. Even though Dillon technically should have won it as well, 2024. Even though he did, he got screwed by the caution almost. Completely almost. Well, technically he did because he didn't get in the playoffs, even though he should. Either way, this is the Austin Dillon 2025 Bass Pro Shops / Winchester. Which, in case you guys don't know, Winchester is one of those sponsors. I can't remember what Winchester is, but I know when we got that Noah Gragson 2024 red, white, and blue patriotic paint scheme for the 10, I'm pretty sure when I got that paint scheme in January or February, it came with a base. One of those bases that you get Busch Light from. If you ever get a Chastain Busch Light car, you guys will understand what I'm talking about. There's always a base that's right underneath the die cast, and you have to screw it with a triangle screwdriver, and then there's glue. Well, apparently I heard that this car does not have that. And by looking at it, I don't think it does. I know it's hard to tell on camera, but let me go ahead and put out my flashlight. Yeah, it does not have a base. This Austin Dillon car does not have a base. That shocks me a lot because of that Winchester sponsor. I am very shocked, actually, that it does not. So, yeah. There is the Austin Dillon Bass Pro Shop / Winchester paint scheme. I actually really like this paint scheme a lot. This is probably the most detailed paint scheme out of all of them today. It would be cool if they could have done like red, yellow, or even camouflage rims for the tires. But honestly, the black trims, the normal black trims of this diecast actually does match really well with like the black base on the bottom here. That's where the Dow and the ethanol logos are. Like the black trims actually kind of match with this bottom of this like American flag right here. Actually is pretty decent. Other side, of course. So yeah, Austin Dillon and his basically one of his primaries. I know we had the Austin Dillon original like Dow paint scheme. By the way, this is the first time we're getting an Austin Dillon Dow paint scheme since like 2021, I believe, maybe 2020. And that Dow paint scheme wasn't exclusive, by the way. Somehow we got this paint scheme and not Austin Dillon's original Dow paint scheme. I'm not sure how that happens, but it did somehow. And that leaves one more diecast that I actually do know who it is without even looking. It is going to be Michael McDowell and his number 71 workforce car. Once again, like I said with the Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Martin's Potato Rolls or the Tyler Reddick Mobile 1. I'm not sure where Michael McDowell ran this paint scheme at, actually. Did he run this at the Iowa Corn 350? I can't remember. All I do know is that when I was at the Iowa Corn 350, by the way, I did make an Iowa Corn 350 vlog while I'm at it when I'm talking about this paint scheme for Workforce. Shout out to Spire Motorsports, because when I did the Iowa Corn 350 vlog, they invited me, and this was when I went to Charlotte. Spire Motorsports was able to invite me to meet Michael McDowell at the Iowa Corn 350. So we got in line, did all that, blah, blah. And not only did I get 2 autographs from Michael McDowell, but if you could see in my video, I was able to get, like, one of those little, like, one of those little bags that, like, has, like, ropes. And it's, like, a small little pocket kind of bag, you know? That's, like, a little smaller than the backpack, you know? And it was just black. Like a black bag with black ropes. And then it had, like, a Spire Motorsports logo on it. And inside there was, like 2 or 3 shirts, like 2 hats, a few, like, koozies. And it came with like a bumper, not a bumper sticker, but like a Michael McDowell workforce like paint scheme, like this exact car on the picture, I'm pretty sure, or something like that. It was like a license plate thing. And then I also got like a mini water bottle, like a high quality mini water bottle, and then like something else too, like a couple lanyards from Gainbridge inside of it. There was a bunch of cool crap in it. The only thing it did not come with was this diecast. Somehow it did not come with this diecast. And when I was at the Iowa Corn 350, in the background when my dad was recording me getting it, there was like probably about like maybe 10 of these workforce diecasts. I wanted to get one, but I did not get it because I didn't have enough money. If I did, I would have had Michael McDowell sign it, of course, while I bought it. So unfortunately, I missed out on that paint scheme. Too bad Michael McDowell is not right here to sign it. Of course he wouldn't be. Well, you know, not because he's busy with racing, even though racing's over. But still. So, yeah. Hard to believe the NASCAR season's already over. I'm very shocked. And I'm just throwing away the boxes. The boxes, the packing peanuts, and the cardboard. Everything. All the garbage. As you guys can hear, I am putting the recycling bin lid on and putting it back where it goes. There we go. Back where it belongs. So yeah, that is going to do it, guys. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm just going to give you guys a quick look at the Michael McDowell workforce car. And by the looks of it, this might be a matte finish paint scheme. Maybe it's a gloss. It looks like a matte finish. But now that I'm looking at the decals, it might be actually gloss, but I can't tell for sure, of course, until when I actually feel the car itself. All I know is that all these paint schemes, like all these 9, besides the Michael McDowell, I know for sure that all of these are a gloss finish just by looking at them. They're all gloss. And I'm not sure if this Michael McDowell Workforce car is or not, because it does look kind of matte, like a matte finish. Who knows? But yeah. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. I hope the wait was hopefully worth it. In my opinion, I think the wait was worth it. And yes, I do apologize about how I've been lacking on videos recently. I've been very busy with work, school, and setting up for college and everything. You guys can understand. Most of you guys as viewers that I'm friends with are about the same age, maybe a little older, maybe a little younger. You guys will understand sooner or later if you're younger than me. And if you're older than me, you completely understand. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe, share, comment, turn on notifications so you know when my next video comes out. And yeah, that is about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video. And yeah, capiche!